The stars shimmered faintly against the deep canvas of the universe, their cold light struggling to pierce the blackness. Somewhere far beyond the reaches of the Federation, beyond even the most advanced long-range sensors, a war was waging that humanity had long forgotten. Yet, in the quiet shadows of space, the reverberations of that ancient struggle stirred once again, threatening to awaken a force that had been buried for centuries. The Arkanor, an ancient race of beings whose powers defied comprehension, had once ruled over entire star systems. Their technology was far beyond anything the galaxy had ever known, their minds and bodies elevated to godlike levels of existence. Yet, when the Federation Council had been formed, they were driven back, their domain shattered by the relentless tide of human ingenuity and willpower. And now, after millennia of silence, the echoes of their presence were once again felt. Fleet Commander Lysa, "We've got something," reported Ensign Trev from the sensor console. His voice, usually calm and collected, betrayed a hint of urgency. A massive energy signature. It's unlike anything we've seen. Commander Lysa stood, her fingers hovering above the holographic controls. The Starlight Vanguard was the pride of humanity's fleet, a warship of immense size and firepower, designed to withstand even the most potent alien threats. But this felt different. There was something primal, almost familiar in the readings. Lysa's voice was steady, but beneath it was the razor-sharp edge of experience. "Bring it up on the main screen." The holoprojector flared to life, revealing a vast floating structure, an ancient citadel drifting at the far edge of the galaxy, beyond the rim worlds. It was enormous, its architecture unlike anything humanity had ever encountered, designed with flowing lines and sharp angles that seemed to pulse with an unnatural energy. "The Arkanor," Lysa muttered under her breath. "Are we sure?" Ensign Trev asked, his eyes wide. "Trust me, it's them. I'd recognize that energy anywhere." Lysa's voice hardened as she spoke. She had heard of the Arkanor only in hushed whispers during her time in the Academy. But no one truly understood them, their true nature, or their technology. The Council had sealed that knowledge away long ago, for fear of what would happen if it fell into the wrong hands. But this was a reckoning. The Federation Council had buried the war with the Arkanor in the darkest corners of history, glossing over the truth of humanity's victory. For decades, they had kept the Arkanor's remains under lock and key, conducting research in secret, afraid of what the race might still be capable of. Yet, over the centuries, those secrets were forgotten, the lessons ignored, until now. Lysa clenched her fists. She knew that if the Arkanor had returned, there would be no negotiating, no peaceful coexistence. Their thirst for control, for domination, would not have dulled with time. If anything, it would be stronger. The Federation had grown complacent, assuming that their greatest adversary was defeated. "All ships, prepare for combat." "We're not alone out here," Lysa ordered, her voice cutting through the tension in the command deck. The crew scrambled into action, their bodies moving in a synchronized dance of well-practiced urgency. Yet, even with the vast firepower of the Starlight Vanguard and the fleet at their command, Lysa knew they were facing a foe unlike any they had ever encountered. The Arkanor were no mere conquerors. They were a force of nature, a race that had transcended the need for physical form. They were energy, mind, and machine. Entire star systems had fallen before their might. And now it seemed they were intent on reclaiming their lost empire. The citadel began to pulse brighter, its energy signature intensifying. Suddenly, from its depths, strange, shimmering vessels emerged, sleek and ominous, their surfaces reflecting the light of distant stars in unnatural ways. They moved with an unsettling precision, their patterns clearly guided by intelligence, but one that was not entirely human. "Shields up." "Lock weapons," Lysa commanded, her voice sharp. She knew the Council would have expected humanity to take a defensive stance, to be cautious, to wait for reinforcements. But they were wrong. Lysa was no coward. She would not wait for the Arkanor to make the first move. She would take the fight to them. As the fleet approached the citadel, a voice boomed across their comms, a voice that was not quite human. "You dare return to this place, human?" The words were chilling, vibrating through the hull of the Vanguard like a distant earthquake. "You, who defeated us so long ago, you have forgotten what you took from us. You have forgotten who we are." Lysa's grip on the control panel tightened. She had been prepared for a battle, but not this. Not the sheer presence of the Arkanor, speaking from a time when humanity was nothing more than a fleeting spark in the cosmos. "We haven't forgotten," she responded, her voice cold and steady. "And we won't let you take it back." The response was immediate. A storm of energy flared from the citadel, its destructive force overwhelming the fleet's outer defenses. Shields crackled and sputtered as blasts of raw power slammed into the ships, sending shockwaves through space. For a moment, it felt as though time itself had stopped. But humanity did not falter. Lysa's face hardened as she ordered her fleet to retaliate, launching barrages of plasma cannons and missiles into the Arkanor ships. It wasn't enough to stop them, but it slowed them down, buying the fleet precious time. And then, in the heart of the chaos, the unimaginable happened. A ship, black as the void, appeared out of nowhere. It was unlike anything the Federation had ever seen, sleek and imposing, its hull humming with a dark, ancient energy. "That's no Arkanor ship," Lysa muttered, her heart racing. "What is that?" Before anyone could respond, the ship opened fire, unleashing a destructive wave of energy that swept through the Arkanor vessels like a scourge. The alien ships disintegrated on contact, their advanced technology no match for the devastating power of the unknown craft. "Who are you?" Lysa demanded, her voice filled with awe and suspicion. She had no idea what force had just intervened, but she knew one thing: it was on their side. The voice that responded was soft, almost melodic. "We are the forgotten. We are the ones you left behind." The Federation had long believed that the Arkanor were the ultimate threat. But now it was clear that there were even darker forces at play, forces that had been waiting in the wings, patiently biding their time. The battle for the galaxy had only just begun.